So I had this whole video recorded out earlier, but file didn't save, so you're gonna get what you're gonna get. We doing this on the train. So my point is this, right? When you want to achieve something big, like you want to be the first in your family to do it, you have to be, your like belief in yourself has to border on insanity. For example, I wrote a book, getting it published. It's coming out next year. Break the Loop, May the 6th, 2024. Lawrence Harris. Check it out. It's gonna be everywhere. Barnes and Noble, Amazon, you name it. I'ma have it there. Local bookstores. I'ma do it. Okay. And I had this whole idea planned out in my head back when I was 16. That was 2022. So I'm writing this book, right? First one of my family do that. I send the book out to publishing company. First one of my family do that. Get accepted. Then I look at the price tag on, okay, how much is everything gonna cost? How much is my editing gonna cost? How much is the page design? How much is the book printing? How much is the ink? How much is all this stuff gonna cost? Like, I just gotta pay the upfront stuff. How much is this all gonna cost? I see that price tag. I'm looking at, okay, if I break it up on how many months, I could pay it off in XYZ amount of time. But the whole point is this, even just to get to the point of figuring out how I was going to do it, I had to believe that I could. If you don't believe that you can do something, you'll just never do it. Like, if you don't believe that you can lose weight, you'll never start dieting. If you don't believe that you can become a doctor, you'll never go to med school. Because you don't believe in yourself to do it, so you just won't do it because you don't think you can do it. It's that simple. You have to see yourself able to do it. Like, you have to imagine yourself as a doctor. I am not a doctor, but if I imagine myself as a doctor and I just told myself I can do it, I believe in myself, I can really do that, sooner or later I'd apply to med school. I might get rejected, but because I believed in myself, I tried. And that's very delusional. Like, it's really delusional to think that you can just achieve anything if you put your mind to it. That is delusional. But it's that level of delusion that has made so many great things possible. Like, when the iPhone was invented, back then, your phone was a brick on the wall. It was crazy to think, I'm going to make a device that can do instant messaging, instant phone calls, you can walk around with it, it can be carried in the palm of your hand, it can store photos, it can take photos. That is crazy. Because at the time, the closest thing to that was like a gigantic camera. And your phone was a brick on the wall. Or the moon landing, for example. You know how crazy it was to think that you can take a rocket ship, get it hundreds of thousands of miles away, get people there, bring them back, and not die? That was crazy. Yet, they pulled it off. Or another one. One that we use every day. The microwave. Microwaves do not work by heating things. They work by sending like these waves of energy that bounce around and heat up the water in it. If you brought that to like a caveman or someone out of the 1800s and said, oh yeah, throw the meat in there and put that button, and it comes out and they're like, where's the fire? Where's the wood? Where's the coal? That would be crazy to them. But it's people who have those crazy ideas that make society run around. Like, I genuinely believe that every generation, there may be only a handful of people who really change society. And those are the people that, when you first see them around, before they do it, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, that guy crazy. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh, he on a train talking into a camera. Yeah, but I believe that I can take this somewhere big. And it's from that belief that I'm going to get there. Like, with every person that watches something I make, that's another possibility that that person might know somebody, or they might be like a news anchor. They might work at a television company. They might be looking for speakers for like a college or something. And before you know it, I might end up doing a speech at Harvard. It's crazy to think that, but I believe I can do it. So, circling back, If you want to be that first one in your family to pull something off, you gotta believe that you can be it. You gotta do what it takes to do that. And part of that might mean you gotta cut family off. You might have to cut blood family off in the pursuit of your goal. Because yes, it is possible to run with a dead body. It is possible to run while carrying a dead body. But I bet you that you can run a whole lot faster if you drop the dead weight. Now, that can sound really cold and harsh, but everyone who has made noteworthy achievements to society has done that. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk. Let's look further back in history. Martin Luther King would spend months and months not speaking to his wife. People who, the Black Panthers, died for it. Malcolm X, Albert Einstein, all of these people have made great contributions to society. Without them, our world would not be anywhere near the same it is. It would be nowhere near close. But in order to get there, they first had to believe they could do it. They then had to do what it takes to do it. And then they had to make the sacrifices necessary. Like, if you can't go partying every day if you want to live a successful life. Unless you are a DJ, unless you are performing at the party, you cannot live a successful life by partying, going to clubs, and drinking every day. You are going to get liver damage by the time you are 35. And with everything that we have, it's not hard to live to 70. Like, that's pretty easy to pull off. But we have more and more people, especially young people, getting liver damage, kidney failure, heart attacks, before they're even 30. Like, one of the leading cause of death in America is heart attacks. Why is that? Look at what we eat. Look at what we drink. Look at our lifestyle. Look at the thing that we do that other places don't, and what we get for it. So, what you put into life is what you're going to get out. It takes 10,000 hours to master something. 10,000. Not 9,000. Not 5,000. It takes 10. You could put in 99%, but it's that 1%, that last 1% that gets you there. You could get every possible test and exam for your college. You could have it flawless. Except that last exam, that final exam that's worth 80% of your grade. That last percent where you get to take control and get that degree. So, I'm gonna close it with this. If you don't believe in yourself enough to do it, don't do it, because you won't do it. And if you try to do something big and you don't really believe in yourself and you don't really commit to it, you're not gonna pull it off. Like building a rocket ship. If you didn't believe in yourself that you could build a rocket ship, you'd never do it. Like, if you didn't believe in yourself enough that you could become a brain surgeon, you'd never do it. It takes 30 years to become a brain surgeon. Like, from birth until getting your actual ability to do it, it takes about 30 years. Minimum. So, do what it takes to be the first. It's that simple. You can explain it every possible way, but it all just comes down to, if you want to be the first to do it, you have to be the first to do it. You can't get something if you don't try and get it. Like, $1 million will not just fall from the sky onto your lap. You have to position yourself to get that. You have to position yourself to make that business, to market your product, to sell the product, to create a product. You have to be the product. Because why try to live a life where you want to impress people? Instead, just be impressive. Be what it is that you want in your life. Like, why would you want to live a life so inside the lines and inside the box? Because if you stay in the box, you're going to stay in the box. Like, if you stay within the lines, you're going to stay in the lines. To be the first means you stepped out of the lines. Nobody who lived a in-the-box lifestyle nobody who lived an exceptional life was inside the boxes. Alexander the Great was not inside the boxes. Steve Jobs, not in the boxes. Albert Einstein, Neil deGrasse Tyson,